aside from my soul. There goes a side, there goes a side. Now there goes a side.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video and to the channel. So, in case you guys didn't know, James and I are pregnant. We are officially 12 weeks. We hit 12 weeks exactly yesterday, as far as kind of our little app tells us. So I really wanted to do a sit down chatty video with you guys, just to, because I asked over on my stories whether you guys had any questions about the first trimester, because I really want to document as much as I can as possible. Unfortunately, I didn't capture the moment that we found out we were pregnant, and I will go into that in a little bit more detail in a second. But first of all, we went for a scan. We were 10 weeks, I think, when we went for our first scan, just under 10 weeks. We went on Christmas Eve, and I'll show you a little picture of Bob. So that's the little baby. Excuse my nails, are horrible at the moment. But that's Bob. I'll also insert the little clip of them moving as well, because they put on a little show for us, which was really nice. So yeah, we are pregnant. We are due in July, and it actually seems like a lot of people are due in July that I speak to at the moment. So I'm going to jump into the questions that you guys asked. James isn't here because he's currently at the house. So if you don't know, we also moved. How long have we been in now? We moved back end of November, I think it was. And the house is a project. There will be an update coming soon as to where we are with the renovations at the moment. Luckily, because it's construction, the renovations can still happen. So I asked on my stories if you guys had any first trimester type questions. Thank you to everybody that sent them in. I'm going to try and avoid duplicate ones if I can do, but apologies if I answer the same question twice, because baby brain has well and truly started to set in now. How have you found the first trimester so far? Well, I've just come out of my first trimester, and to be honest, it was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in my entire life. So bar the... so we found out when we were I think we were like 3 weeks and 4 days pregnant, at how you work it out. And I was kind of fine, didn't really experience any kind of initial nausea at that point or tiredness. It wasn't until about 6 weeks, I think I was 5 weeks and 6 days, so pretty much 6 weeks on the nose, that any kind of symptoms started to rear its ugly head, if you like. So I've been suffering quite badly with fatigue, so I wake up tired even though I've had like 12 hours sleep, and I'm just constantly tired all day. That has started to improve now, but for the first trimester it's been really, really bad. And then nausea wise, I've not really been, well, I've been sick twice. One of those was because I ate food that the baby apparently didn't like, and the other time I don't know why in particular I was sick at that time. But nausea wise, that started to subside now, but for the first trimester it's been pretty difficult, because you kind of, morning sickness is not just in the morning. So before, if you're not pregnant or you're planning on getting pregnant or you're trying to conceive, don't be under the impression that morning sickness is just in the morning. Unfortunately it's not. My nausea literally lasted all day, and I mean all day. So from the moment I woke up I would feel sick to the moment I went to bed, and the only kind of good part of the day, I guess if you want to call it, was when I was asleep. So yeah, other than that, my boobs are just massive. So my boobs have grown, I think, like, well, as of now, maybe 4 cup sizes. Like, it's ridiculous. I know not everyone's boobs grow so much in the first trimester, but mine are ridiculous. If James was here, he would tell you they are just, and they weigh a ton. That's the thing, is they just weigh they're so heavy, and I know that it will only continue, like they'll only continue to get bigger. I'm hoping that second trimester now they'll start to just settle and stop growing, and then I know that when you are in your third trimester, and I think maybe when you stop breastfeeding as well, don't quote me, like do your research, but I think they also continue to grow. So I'm in nursing bras, which is fun, and I have been for maybe a good solid month now, but they're very comfortable. I'd highly recommend them. Okay, who were the first people you told your news? So we've been trying to conceive since we got married. So we started in September. We were unsuccessful in the first month of trying, and then we are one of the very lucky people that managed to conceive in their second month of trying. When you are trying to conceive, you have what's called the 2-week wait. So the 2-week wait is that period of time between when you ovulate and when they say that you should test, so that you're not testing too early. Now, I am very impatient and the 2-week wait was hell, so much so that I waited a week and then tested. So, which is why I'm surprised that we found out so early. So we found out when we were 3 weeks and a bit, like I said, which is mega early, but it was a glaringly positive, and even I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. But I had already pre-bought some like little baby bits to do a surprise to James whenever it was going to happen, and I got up at about 7, took the test, burst into tears, cried my eyes out. I was not prepared, which is why it's not been filmed, and I took a second test, so you know the digital one that says pregnant on it, just because you want to, like, having the 2 lines is fine, but you kind of want to see it written there in black and white for you, I'm not gonna lie. So I then went back to bed, tried in vain not to tell James, and then we got up, he had a shower, and then I surprised him with it afterwards. After that, we then told both sets of our parents. We were not in lockdown at that point, I don't think. Yeah, so we weren't in lockdown at that point, so we could see my family because we were forming a support bubble with them because we've moved in with them because of the house move. But we FaceTimed James's parents and told them. They were very pleased. And then we told my parents, and then we waited another couple of weeks, and then we told our siblings. And then we didn't know what we were going to do about grandparents, so we waited until we had our scan at 10 weeks on Christmas Eve, and then because of how Christmas worked, we ended up telling one set of grandparents on Christmas Day and the other on Boxing Day. Any preference on gender? No, if I'm being honest, like everyone will say, as long as they're happy and healthy, you know, we're not fussed. James is convinced it's a girl, my mum's convinced it's a girl, James's mum is convinced it's a boy. After the scan, I had a gut feeling it was a girl, but we are obviously not sure. And that kind of leads me on to the next question. Will you be finding out the sex? We will not. So we will not be having any kind of gendery stuff. We are going to leave it as a surprise. So yeah, we'll be doing a video soon where we kind of look at all the old wives' tales and everything about pregnancy, and we'll see if they work out right. Was your baby planned, and do you want a boy or a girl? Yes, the baby was planned. As I said, we've been trying for a month before we fell pregnant. Yeah, and like I said, we're not bothered. What do we have? How have I been feeling? Like I said earlier, the first trimester has been really difficult, but hopefully we are on the up, starting to feel better, starting to get my energy levels back. Did some filming of workouts this morning and I wasn't too bad, so fingers crossed we are going up from here. Were you actively trying for a baby and did you fall straight away? So yeah, we were actively trying for a baby and we fell pregnant in our second month. Very, very, very blessed to have fallen pregnant so quickly, because I know it's not easy for everybody, but yeah, very blessed. When did you know to take the pregnancy test? So Like I said about the 2-week window, you are kind of you're not supposed to wait, but they say you should wait. But it's really difficult to sit and wait in 2 weeks. It's just hell, especially if you're really like keen and trying and everything and you really want to fall pregnant. One thing that did happen is that I had implantation bleeding, or what I thought was implantation bleeding, in the 2nd month, and that's kind of little very light spotting that's kind of a bit different in colour to your normal period. And I literally went to the toilet and shouted up to James, like, James, I think I'm pregnant, and he was like, don't wind me up. So I kind of had a bit of an inkling. I also started to have really vivid dreams from, now that I look back, from what will have been the kind of rough conception date. So I don't know if that's like a telltale thing, or if your body's kind of getting used to everything that's going on or what, but that was another different thing for me versus the previous month where we weren't pregnant. So it might be a telltale, it might not, I don't know, that's just what happened for me. Your diet during pregnancy. 1st trimester, really bad, I'm not gonna lie, like really bad. So we eat really nutritiously generally, and we cook everything from scratch. We love cooking. James in particular really loves cooking. I love baking, and we get together in the kitchen after work and we cook together and make stuff. But the 1st trimester has been really difficult. I won't lie, all you want to eat is crap food. You just want to eat stodge, you want to eat pasta, you just want to eat bread all the time, you want to have takeaways because you're just feeling tired. And in all honesty, it has been really difficult. Now that I'm kind of in my 2nd trimester and towards the latter part of the 1st trimester, I made more of a conscious effort to get back to where I was with my eating, because the foods that I was not enjoying because of the nausea had started to go. So yeah, we're getting there now. We're back to kind of eating relatively healthily and just kind of doing my best to make sure that I get in my healthy fats, my protein, my fruit and veg, etc. Within obviously the parameters in which you can do in pregnancy, because that's one thing that I found really difficult, is when you fall pregnant you don't get your like GP midwife appointment straight away. It's at roughly, mine was at 8 weeks I think, and for those first 8 weeks, if you're not used to kind of, I guess, researching stuff online, or if you've not got anyone that's been pregnant before, it can be really difficult to know what you can and can't eat. So if you have fallen pregnant, or if you're trying to get pregnant and you're in the UK especially, get yourself onto the NHS website because it is really good. And also the Start Life, I think it's Start Life, I'll put a link down here. That's been really helpful as well, because they send you weekly emails with everything on. What have you been craving? Any foods or smell aversions? In the first few weeks, when I fell pregnant, I craved tomato pasta. So pasta with like tinned tomatoes, like made into a sauce with like garlic and everything. You guys know the drill, but I would crave that at like 10 AM. So I would have had my breakfast and then all of a sudden I would just want tomato pasta. And not only just tomato pasta, but like anything tomato based. So like pizza with tomato sauce on the base, meatball subs from Subway, like anything that was tomato based, I would just want it desperately. After a few weeks, when the nausea started to hit in, anything that was then tomato based would cause me really bad indigestion and really bad heartburn. So then I was massively put off anything tomato based, which was really annoying because that's all I've been craving. Also in the first few weeks, I tried in vain to be really healthy, and at M&S they do those microwavable pots of like green veg and like mixed veg and stuff like that that you can wang in the microwave for 2 minutes. I started off really well, and I would have like one of those a day with each meal, well not each meal, like lunch and dinner. After literally 3 days, I then couldn't stand the smell of anything related to veg, so that went downhill. I can eat veg again now, although I still can't have anything that's got like a tomato base. So no like homemade sauces made from chopped tomatoes, no tomato based pizzas, etc. So yeah, that's been the most difficult thing, is going from like craving it to physically not being able to stand it. So yeah, that's what's up with that, which is annoying. On salt and vinegar crisps are literally life right now. So, and I don't think I'll ever go off them, I hope, because I bought so many bags, so many mini bags of salt and vinegar crisps. Anyway, okay, one thing you didn't expect to happen during the first trimester. To my body, probably the fact that my boobs have grown so big so quickly, and also the fact that for the first trimester I spent it pretty much just bloated, so it looked like I had more of a belly than I did. Now the bloating's gone down. I'll do a pregnancy update over on my Instagram at some point. But yeah, in terms of another thing that I didn't expect, so when we had our scan, the baby moved, and I didn't expect the baby to be moving so quickly, especially not at 10 weeks. So yeah, all good. Any kicks yet? Nothing yet. According to the reading that I've done, I probably won't start feeling the baby until I am, I think, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong I'll put the actual weeks up roughly on the screen, but I'm sure I read it's anywhere between 16 weeks and 22 weeks. I could be wrong, like I said, I put them here, but I think that's it, and I'm 12 now, so hopefully in maybe 4 or 6 weeks I'll start feeling the baby. I will obviously update you guys, like I can't wait to feel them. Pregnancy Pilates. I've been doing pregnancy Pilates probably for the past 6 weeks, probably since the nausea started, to be fair, because I kind of wanted to find something that alleviated the nausea a little bit. I found one online which is really good on YouTube. There are loads on YouTube, and I'm also, now that I'm back to recording videos, going to be putting some more stuff over on my Instagram. But let me know in the comments if you want me to do any workout videos on YouTube. I can do, it's no problem. But yeah, I've really been enjoying pregnancy Pilates. It's just a little bit less intense, I guess, and it also helps with my core strength because you can't do things like crunches and sit-ups because of the baby. So yeah. Classes you plan on doing, will you do NCT? So because of lockdown, there is not a lot going on in the way of kind of antenatal classes, breastfeeding classes, like the stuff that would usually be on. We did sign up for NCT classes. They don't start until May, mine, so you don't tend to go on them until you're, I'll be in my last trimester then. Yeah, so I'll be doing the NCT classes in May. Hopefully they'll be in person, but if not, I imagine that they'll still be virtual. We'll see. Hopefully they're in person, but who knows with the current state of play. Have you bought anything yet? Honestly, yes, but not like a ridiculous amount. So James bought me, oh not me, the baby, some little baby grows that he gave me after we'd had our 10-week scan, which was really lovely. My sister bought us a rattle, my sister-in-law bought us a rattle, and I bought some little socks and to do the pregnancy announcement on Instagram, which you will have seen. And I also bought a 3-pack of baby grows, so that when I told James I could give him one, when I told my parents we could give them one, and then when we told our best friends Lynette and Ed, we also gave one to them as well, just as a little nice something, I don't know. We're not planning on buying anything until at least the kind of near the end of the second trimester. That is all your questions. I hope I've answered kind of everything that you guys wanted to know. If there's anything you do want to know about the first trimester, about trying to conceive, or about the journey, ping it down below and I'll do my best to answer it, or drop me a DM on Instagram. I'm always over there and happy to answer anything. There's going to be a lot more pregnancy videos coming up, so apologies if you're not into that kind of content, but I just feel like it's going to help people who are maybe trying to conceive or are going through their pregnancy. So I appreciate that at the moment it's really difficult to kind of go through this and not be able to see anyone with lockdown and everything. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. ring the little notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.